Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's that time again. Let's discuss with author L.A. Logan. On today, we're going to be talking about the Unlovelies. The Unlovelies, you ask? Who is that? What is that? Well, we all know a few Unlovelies. They may be in our family. They may even be friends. They may be acquaintances. Or they may be somebody that we work with or should I say, go to church with. But yeah, we've all had an exposure or an experience with an unlovely. We're going to get into it. Let's discuss. So when you look up the formal definition of unlovely, it says something along the lines of unattractive or ugly. And I guess you could say that's pretty much the same definition that I have personally when I think of someone who is unlovely. I'm talking about that person that no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, no matter how much you pray, how much you work on yourself, you try your best to get along with this person, kind of overlook some of their behaviors so that you can make sure you're able to get into heaven. But no matter what you do, they make it more and more difficult for you on each encounter. So my way of dealing with unlovelies is not necessarily the biblical way. And again, if you're too deep, this is not for you. You don't want to talk. You don't want to join into this discussion. But my way of dealing with it is I just avoid them. If I see them coming, I'll go the other direction. I'll act like I'm looking at something or that I'm reading something or whatever, anything to keep from having to deal with them. And honestly, that's not the biblical way to deal with it. But hey, you know me, I'm constantly transparent and always going to keep it real. That's what I do. So during my prayer time one morning, these two particular individuals came across my mind, and both of them are who I would put in the category of unlovely. They're not the most polite, pleasant persons to deal with. They're always negative. No matter what state you find them in, it's always something bad going on. They're never happy, never glad for someone else's success. It's just like the glass is always half empty or the world is on fire. Or they are constantly keeping up mess. They're drama filled. They're constantly in the middle of something, have something to say about everything and everybody. Or they're moody. One minute they're happy. They're glad to talk to you and have a conversation. The next minute, their world's coming to an end. Those are the categories of unlovelies. Who wants to deal with an unlovely? Like seriously, I know what the Bible says. How can you love God whom you've never seen and not love your brother that you see every day? Was God really talking about these people? Like, seriously, when you think of people who are constantly in a state of unhappiness and are willing to drag down anybody to remain there, why do I have to deal with them? Like, why do I have to deal with their drama, their foolishness, their messiness? Why can't I give them the long handle spoon? Why do I have to deal with them? Well, I do. Unfortunately, I do. If I want to be in line with what I know is right, and I know we all have flaws. Maybe my flaw isn't messiness. Maybe my flaw isn't drama filled, but I have some type of flaw. And I would want somebody to love me and to encourage me through my flaws and through my messiness. But then it makes me think, do I have a teachable spirit? Could one come to me and say, hey, LA, you are completely out of line? Could somebody close to me gather me in the middle of my foolishness enough for me to say, you know what, I need to check myself? Or do I need to check myself when I'm dealing with the person that's full of foolishness? We all have our vices. We all have things that are shortcomings for us. And the character of who we are is in how we deal with difficult situations. And I don't like dealing with difficult situations. Like for me, If you're full of drama, you constantly got mess going on, I just rather act like I don't see you or know you, because that's not the core of who I am. But yet I personally know people that that's the environment that they thrive in. Why? I don't know. Like, it seems like it would be a constant headache, constant blood pressure issues. It's your popping pill. Well, come to think about it, a lot of them do pop pills. So anyway, I digress. I can't deal with it. So my prayer, I guess, needs to be, God, help me to hold out. No, just teasing. God, help me to know how to deal with super messy, brother dramatic. Help me to know how to love them the same way that I love you. Because my ultimate goal is that I do want to see Jesus. I do want to see my maker. And I don't want to waste my time when I'm seeing him talking about these two people. Like, if they weren't worth my time of wasting down here on earth, why would I want to wait until I get to heaven in front of my maker, whom I've served all this time, whom I've worshiped all this time, whom I've read about all this time, who's blessed me multiple times over and over again, who has extended me grace and mercy over and over again, only to get to heaven and have to talk about those individuals who are unlovely. That's something to think about. Like, really, that's something to think about. Like, think about it. You've waited all this time to get to the gate, and when the book gets thrown open to see if your name's in there, what's going to come up is your situationships with these people that are unlovely. And what would be really sad is if the unlovelies got in and we didn't. This is definitely something to discuss. Like, are they worth that? Are they? The little bit of suffering that we have to do with them, and the ability to just maintain with them. Like, sometimes we have to remove all of our expectations, because sometimes our expectations for people are just extremely high. Let's just be real. We want people to live up to our expectations, but we never can just meet or accept people where we find them. And you know, maybe that's their purpose in life. Maybe that's their assignment in life, is maybe they're supposed to be that way to help keep some people praying. Because, you know, now that I think about it, if we never had to deal with an unlovely, maybe we wouldn't pray as much. Maybe we wouldn't come to church as much. You know, that might be their purpose. Their purpose very well, maybe, now I'm really thinking about this. This just came to my mind. Maybe that is their purpose, is to drive me insane. And I got to trust God to keep my sanity. Maybe that's, yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is worth the discussion. It absolutely is. How about you? What do you think? I mean, how do you deal with your unlovelies? Me, I've got several long handle spoons, and when one bends, breaks, wears out, I goes and gets another one. That's how much I do not want to deal with anybody that's full of drama or mess. And especially the older you get, some things you just outgrow. I mean, my grandmother used to say, there's nothing worse than an old fool. At the time when she would say that, I had no idea what she was talking about. No idea. I mean, it made absolutely no sense to me. But now that I lived a little, she used to say that to me too, just keep living. Now that I've lived a little, I completely get it. I totally understand it. It's like you're dealing with people who, they have challenges. They keep you praying. They help you step your prayer game up. That's for sure. But I'd rather be praying about other stuff. But I guess it's meant for me to deal with them. I mean, after all, Jesus had to deal with a lot of foolishness. A lot. And he did it like a champ. Not sure that I'm going for that belt, though. I just want to make it in. That's all I want to do. I want to make it in. And I guess in order for me to make it in, I have got to learn how to deal with the unlovelies. I mean, they have a job to do too. And I have to remember, we all have spirits that we operate in. Maybe I'm not unlovely all the time, but I'm sure there are times where I'm unlovely and I'm too much to deal with. And I think we all are that way. And I think sometimes if we start to look at people in that light that, hey, they're having this challenge right now. That could be me, should have been me, Mary. But for whatever reason, God didn't allow that to be me. I think if we start to think like that a lot more, give people grace and mercy and realize that they might be going through something. You know, maybe they really don't want to be the super messy, evil person or spirit that's operating in them, but they haven't been freed yet. You know, it's kind of like you might have been freed from that, or maybe that wasn't your vice. Maybe it was something else that you were struggling with and you are now free. We got to give people a chance to be free. And I'm not saying that you need to go break bread with them, that you guys are having lunch together, you're going shopping together, you're taking trips together. All I'm simply saying is that when you see that person coming your direction, show them the God that operates in you by saying, hey, how you doing? Instead of turning the other way. By the way, I'm preaching to myself right now. I'm talking to myself. This is totally for me right now. You know, hey, how you doing? How are your kids doing? How was your weekend? You know, those things that pains you literally to say when you see them coming. Test yourself. Leap out on faith. Test your gangster in God. Yeah, I like that. Test your gangster in God and be like, hey, how you doing? They very well may not even respond to you, or they very well may look at you like, who are you talking to? It's okay. Just keep it moving. You did your part. You just secured another jewel in your crown by doing that. So yeah, today that was what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to have a little discussion about that on how to love the unlovelies, because I think we all have that challenge. We all deal with people that are like that. And those of us that have a good heart and really want to do good and really want to love everybody and see the good in everybody, that's probably one of my weaknesses as well as strengths, is I try to find the good in everybody. Even if it's just, oh, they have really good hair. Like, I try to find something good about them, because I always try to think that I know I have something I need to work on. A lot of things I need to work on. And I would want somebody to try to find that good, solid quality that I have before they just completely write me off. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed our discussion on this day. If not, maybe next time. But one thing I want you to remember is that the plan for your life has already been designed. It's just up to you to trust the planner. Have a good day.